Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to present a short presentation about the forest resources and timber harvesting potential in Poland. I know that the most important thing at the conference are the breaks, so I'll try to be precise in the time, so I like to finish at 12, so everybody can enjoy fully the lunch break. Short about the Poland, so our forest cover is more over 9 million hectares. They are mainly state forest, and our forests are sustainable management, and our forests are, okay, I'm sorry. So maybe it's better now? I have to take my... So, and our forests are certificate, fortunately, or maybe for us, unfortunately, because they break all of the rules, and I would like to talk about this a little bit later. But about the ownership, which is different if you compare to many European countries, so more or less about 80% of the forest, they are state forests in Poland, which is more than 7 million hectares. And private forest, they have 1.7 million hectares, and we have some other, like a church forest or some community forest that is around 350,000 hectares. And of course, depends of if the state or if the private, they are a little bit different in resources. So average stocking in a private forest is 250 almost cubic meter on hectare, and a state forest they have 290 cubic meter per hectare. But the difference is not about the management, private or state forest, only because the age classes. So the private forests, they are mostly younger in Poland because they was planted mostly after the Second World War. And that's, you can see of the average age, which for the private forest is 50 and for the state forest it's 60. 60, we can be proud about this, it is 60 because it is an average age, and 75% of forests in Poland, they are coniferous forest. So with the cutting limit around 100 years. So which we crossed the 60 years average old, that's the information that our forests are a little bit too old. Especially not good information for the wood industry. But how it looks in the Europe? So we are fifth biggest supplier of the wood in the Europe, of course, after the Sweden, Finland, and our neighbors, Germans, and as well France. But if we excluded deciduous stands with hardwood, like mostly produced in France, and as well in Germany, so we are with our coniferous stands with the softwood. We are third biggest supplier of this wood on the European market, which makes Poland a really very important player in the wood processing in the Europe. And let me say, doesn't exist any important wood company in the Europe which don't have his factory in Poland. So that's really for the European very important wood supplier. Of course, maybe you don't agree with this statistic because Latvia have around 15 million cubic meter. It's true or not? Because this is the European statistic, and sometimes the domestic statistics a little bit differ. For example, I think in Sweden you notice a bit more than 80 million cubic meter. So where did the wood come from? From Poland, we cut now around 40 million cubic meter, but the genesis of that comes from last 10 years. You can see really a very big increase with the cutting in Poland. So 2014, we start with around 34 million cubic meter, and now we have a 42. So you can see each year we cut 1 million cubic meter more and more and more. But of course, for our opportunists, that is the reason to put the finger and say, yes, the hungry foresters, they cut more and more to have a more profit. But now the reason is in the age structure. So it was the year 2014. I come back to this slide. You can see we was cutting around 34, 35 million cubic meter. And then we look on our age structure, and in the third and the fourth age classes, so which are from 60 to from 40 to 80 years old, we have almost 1 billion of cubic meter on stock. And what was very dangerous in this time, in the 7th age class and older, we have almost 150 million cubic meter. So which in this annual cutting plan responds for 5 years cutting only in the major stand without any pre-commercial cutting and thinning, and early thinning or late thinning. So then the forecast, if we stay with the same system, what was the system? We have, according to forest management, the cutting, annual cutting plan on the one limit, and it was not possible to cross this cutting limit. And if happens that was cutting too much in the pre-commercial thinning, early thinning or late thinning, we have to move the major stand, the final felling, to the next years. And of course, that's the reason was our stands become older and older. And when we stay in 2014, the same rules like till this year, so it will be change our age structure to the more than 100 million cubic meter in the 7th age class and more than 100 million cubic meters in the older stands. And the forecast from the European Forest Institute to the 250, if we will be stay with the same rules, it was not very promising for the future. So we will be have in 2050, if we stay with the same rules, more than 600,000 hectares in the 7th age class, and then in the 8th age class, more than 500,000 hectares. So that was very dangerous. And then our state forest board decided to reduce all of the older stands as a major stands which have to be cut. So each one annual management plan for the forest district was established to cut all of the stands which are older than the in the plan's annual cutting felling plan. And that's the reason that we come to the over 40 million cubic meter, and that's the volume which we can deliver on the market. The forest grow rates are really high in Poland, and which it is around 9 cubic meter a hectare a year. So when you compare to how much forest we have, 9 million hectares, so in this average, actually we can offer on the market around 80 million hectares, but we cut only 80 million cubic meter, but we cut only 40, half of them. So the regeneration period, because we use a lot of the nature regeneration, not only planting, it's in Poland about 30 years. And the final filling age, of course, the average is 100 years, because 75% of our major mature stands are coniferous, are mostly Scots pine stands. And Forecast for the future, the one positive and or two positive and two negatives. So positive for sure is that the resources will be growing by 12 to 19%. We expect that. And forest area should be bigger in the future, around 1%. It's only 1%, not more, because the farmers become too much subsidy from European Union that they don't like planted forest on his agriculture area. And the two negatives for sure, because the government which we have now and the new European rules, it's forest cutting, forest harvesting will be declined by 5 to 15%. And unfortunately, we come back to the certification process in Poland. And when we stay according to the new rules from certification, especially from the FSC, so we have to reduce our timber availability about 6%. So almost 12. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Everybody has heard that it is lunch coming and no questions. No questions. Thank you very much.